Imagine a world in which all young children are immersed in nurturing environments from the months before their birth, through child care and preschool, and up through the early grades. In the United States, we don't have anything close to a system like that. We have a hodgepodge of programs from birth to age 5 and then K-12.
We've set up a system that kind of cuts it in the middle or almost towards the middle. That's problematic.
Often folks are not talking to one another.
Teachers and caregivers are disconnected from each other. Children who are already at risk fall farther behind.
A reason why that joint effort is important to me is the growing evidence that we have substantial problems in terms of the achievement of children in these early childhood years. We have a substantial achievement disparity between groups of kids who are disadvantaged or racial and ethnic minorities and their more advantaged peers.
Without more cohesion, it's hard to come together to close that achievement gap. And experts see other problems too. There's the question of pay.
I think the disparity in compensation is going to be the hardest nut to crack. People are working very hard at the younger end of the scale and not being appropriately compensated.
There's the question of whether leaders, like principals, are well prepared to make these connections.
So many principals aren't early childhood people.
Differing organizations need to agree on common goals.
And really try to get kids to where they need to be by 3rd grade. I think it can be done.
The opportunities are growing. Communities are feeling new urgency, seeking out solutions.
When people really sit down and with pen and paper in hand and work to really hash out and clarify what they mean by alignment, what outcomes would really work at the local level, and what resources are needed to make those successes happen. So to deepen the conversation.
Examples range from newly engaged school leaders.
If the initiative came from elementary school principals, I think that early childhood practitioners would be gratified and would step up to building this stronger partnership for a birth to 8 system.
To putting more emphasis on kindergarten.
Maybe there are smarter ways to begin building in full-day kindergarten.
To inviting caregivers and teachers to the table.
Aligning not only our standards but our practices in the early years, and not only in early childhood programs, but home-based programs, early interventions, and also, as we've done in Virginia, in the home.
If we could bring early childhood people together with public school people and look at data on children's progress over time, I think it's kind of like a great way to engender conversations about what could we do differently.
Cross-pollination is a wonderful thing.